Luna couldn't help but think there was something wrong with her brother. But he's never been apprehensive like that towards her or any of the girls before. So why now? All she was trying to do was to put her hand on his shoulder, and that was that. So why did he snap at her like that? Lincoln and his sisters had yelled at each other before, but this was different. Lincoln didn't look mad at all. He just looked terrified. But why would he be terrified of her? Man, Link seems very off. I wonder if something happened at school. I'll ask him about it after dinner, Luna thought to herself as she made her way downstairs to where the rest of her sisters were. When Luna finally reached the living room, she noticed an empty spot next to her older sister, Lori. On the couch, there were a rerun of the Dreamboat that was playing, and as she walked over, she sat down and propped her head up to her arm on the couch while still thinking about what happened with her brother moments ago. She tried not to let it get to her and just approached the subject again after dinner. But she just couldn't shake this out of the look on his eyes when he told her not to touch her. She's seen him scared before, and he used to get scared a lot at night when he was younger, and he would always run over to his older sisters, but she's never seen him like this before. No one ever noticed she was lost in her thought until Lori looked up from her phone and noticed a puzzled look that Luna had on her face. Is something on your mind, Luna? Lori asked, while looking back at her phone. Oh, nothing, sis, Luna answered. You sure? You look like you're thinking about something, Lori said. Well, Lincoln's acting a little weird when he got home, Luna answered. Weird? How? Lori asked with a raised eyebrow. He seems to be in a hurry to get to his room when he got home, Luna responded. Well, that doesn't sound weird, Lori responded. And when I reached out to put my hand on his shoulder, he told me not to touch him, and he looked terrified, dude, Luna further explained. Okay, I'd say that is literally weird for him, said Lori. I'm telling you, sis, I know there's something wrong with baby bro, but I just don't know what, Luna said, rather irritated. Lori could tell that her sister was worried about her brother, and after what Luna told her, she had become a little worried herself. All of them had days where they were just wanted to be left alone to relax and unwind from everything what's bothering them. But when Luna described them to be more than just a small annoyance or just a bad day at school, Lori didn't like any of it when her siblings were upset. So being the oldest has made Lori a very protective of her siblings, and she would do whatever it took to help them out. Luna, I could tell you're worried about Lincoln. Again, and that's good because it shows you how you care about him. But maybe he just really had a bad day at school and maybe just wanted to be left alone, Lori responded while placing a hand on Luna's shoulder. Maybe, sis, but why would he be so scared of me? Luna asked. I don't know, Luna. Maybe if we give him some time to cool off, we'll wait till after dinner. He'll be open to talk about it. He may even want to apologize for snapping at you. I'm sure he didn't do it on purpose, Lori assured with a smile. Luna didn't want to see what was bothering her brother. She did want to go up there and ask him why he was so afraid of, or if someone did something to him while he was at school. And if they did, they'd be sorry, but she knew that she wouldn't get very far with that approach. Luna may have not have wanted to wait until after dinner, but Lori did have a point. Lincoln may be willing to talk after dinner, when he has a chance to cool off, she hoped. You may be right, sis. I'm just worried about him, Luna said, while looking up at her sister. I know, and from what you have told me, you have every good reason to be. But maybe you're just misinterpreted on what happened, Lori suggested. Maybe he may have not been scared as I remember. And Bro did say when I was tired when I talked to him. Luna recalled. See, he could have been just really tired and wanted to lie down. He's probably okay and just had a long day at school, Lori reassured. Yeah, I might be overreacting, Luna said with a slight chuckle. And it's okay that you are, Luna. You're his big sister, and it shows how much you care about him, Lori told Luna with a warm smile. Yeah, I do care about him and the rest of you, Luna responded, while rubbing the back of her head. Luna was still a little worried about Lincoln, But after talking with Lori, some of her worry subsided. Lori had years of experience dealing with upset or sad siblings, and generally gave a good advice on the subject. Luna was decided to relax, enjoy Love Boat, and try talking to her brother after dinner, just to be 100% sure that Lincoln was okay. Lori did say something and was on the spot though. Luna does care about Lincoln. She cares about her other siblings. But Lincoln was her only brother, and she didn't want to lose him. Truth be told, all of his sisters felt this way because she only had one. Over time, every one of the girls made their way over to the couch too, so they could enjoy their show. The Dreamboat may have been on a rerun, but when you enjoy a show long enough, you watch it whenever it was on. Just as the episode ended, the girls heard their father call from the kitchen that dinner was ready and decided to go mix up the usual Friday menu and try something new. The girls were a little worried about their father's decision on to try something new, but he was a very talented chef and would always seem to enjoy what he prepared. Everyone, including their mother Rita, made their way over to the dining room kitchen and took a seat, waiting for their dad's newest creation. "Okay, is everyone ready for dinner?" Lynn Loud Sr. asked proudly, peeking his head over to the dining room. "Yes," everyone answered. "Well, here it is," the father said, revealed 2 boxes of pizza from the local pizzeria and placed them on the table. "Wait, we're having pizza?" Lynn asked excitedly. "Yep, it's been a while since we had something different, and it's Friday, so why not?" Lynn Sr. answered. "This looks totes amazing," Lenny said in excitement. "Well, dig in, everyone," Lynn Sr. instructed. As everyone was about to dive right into their dinner, the mother of the Loud family, Rita, noticed that not everyone was present for dinner. "Hold on a sec, everyone. I don't see Lincoln," Rita pointed out. Everyone looked around and noticed that their sole son and brother of the Loud family was, in fact, not present for dinner. And after a few of them fought for a moment, they haven't seen him since this morning. The father of the family found this especially weird, because even though the pizza was a surprise for everyone, Lincoln was usually the first ones down for dinner and couldn't wait to see what they were having, especially since they decided on mixing up their regular weekly menu. "Yeah, I don't see him either, honey. Come to think of it, I haven't seen him all day. Have you girls seen him?" Lynn Sr. asked his daughters. "I saw when he got home from the school pop star. He said he was tired and wanted to catch some Z's," Luna answered. "Well, that solves the mystery. Will one of you guys go get him and see if he wants to eat?" Lynn Sr. requested. "I'll get it, Pops. I told you I'll get him up earlier anyway," said Luna, as she made her way up the stairs. "Thanks, honey," said Lynn Sr. It was true what Luna did say that she'd wake her brother up for dinner, but she also took this perfect opportunity to talk to her brother about what had happened earlier. She was still a little optimistic after the talk with Lori, but she still was worried about her brother. She had bad days at school that she would always tell people that she just wanted to be left alone. But she wanted to talk to someone about it and just vented out about what was bothering her. She decided not to waste any time and take the stairs 2 steps at a time to her brother's as soon as possible, because she was hungry. Hey, girls gotta eat. When Luna finally reached the 2nd floor and made a right turn towards her brother's room, she noticed it was still closed. "I guess he really wanted to be left alone," Luna whispered to herself. She finally reached the door and then reached out to grab the doorknob and opened the door, and entering into the darkness had consumed her brother's room. It was a good thing the light hallway was on, because without Luna wouldn't be able to see anything. When she looked over towards Lincoln's bed, she noticed a mask completely hidden underneath the covers and shaking. She suspected it to be her brother. "Aw, that's cute. It's like he's trying to hide," Luna thought to herself with a smile. She didn't realize how right she was. Luna walked over to her brother's bed and sat down on the edge and placed a hand on. She presumed it was Lincoln's back and gently rubbed it, trying to wake her sleepy brother up. "Hey, bro, you gotta wake up. It's dinner time," Luna said softly. Luna went upstairs to wake her brother up for dinner and intentionally talked to him about what happened earlier, and if it was related to something that happened today at school, but she was not prepared for the reaction when she got her brother to wake up. Luna had noticed Lincoln shaking. thinking maybe he was just cold, but she didn't realize he was having one of the worst nightmares he's ever experienced. His brain just kept replaying about what happened at school repeatedly, constantly torturing him with his teacher what she had done. But only worse, his parents, and worst of all, his sisters, knew about what his teacher had done to him, and they couldn't have been more disappointed in him. Everyone had their backs turned on him, blaming him for what happened. He'd lost everything. When Lincoln's body finally realized that he was being disturbed from his hellish slumber, he jolted up and scooted as fast as he could to the corner of his bed, still shaking, sobbing, and panting. There wasn't even enough time in the world for Luna to react of what just happened. She went from gently rubbing her brother's back to waking him to looking horrified version of her brother, trying to catch his breath. She decided to not to waste any time and crawled over to her brother to check on him. "Bro, what's wrong?" Luna asked, concerned and attempting to place both her hands on his shoulders. Lincoln didn't say anything. His eyes hadn't fully adjusted to the darkness yet, and all he saw was someone reaching out for him, not realizing it was his sister. It only made him even more terrified. He wasn't going to let what happened earlier that day happen again. He slapped one of the hands of the person who was reaching out for him away. He couldn't have been more horrified. "Please don't do it again. I promise. I won't tell them," Lincoln let out in terror. Luna was just startled by the shaking, terrified mess that her brother was curled up into the corner just to get away from something. What was it she couldn't tell you? After a few seconds, she decided that it was best course of action would be trying to help her brother. She needed to. "Lincoln, bro, it's me," Luna said, reaching out towards her brother again. Lincoln didn't look up and kept shaking. "Dude, it's Luna. Your big sister, bro," Luna said, placing a hand around Lincoln's still shaking shoulder. Lincoln was still shaking almost uncontrollably, but the second Luna's hand made contact with his shoulder, he seized and his shaking just froze, assuming it was his greatest fear about to come true. He'd be subjected to the torture that he faced only hours to go once again. After a few seconds of silence, Lincoln decided to do the one thing he had wished he'd done earlier today, was run and scream for help. Lincoln attempted to make a mad dash near this exit, but he didn't make it far. The second his sister saw him trying to run on tight and pulled him close to her, so she could show him who it was, though not without some resistance. "Please let go of me. I didn't tell them, and I won't. Just don't do it again," Lincoln pleaded, unknowingly that his sister stirs through his tears and his eyes shut. "Lincoln, baby bro, it's me, Luna, see?" Luna said, turning her and Lincoln towards the light so he could see better. Once Lincoln felt the light of the hallway and his eyelids began to slowly open. Once he got the full view of who was holding on to him, he stopped shaking and adjusted to Luna's eyes, and reality sink in. After a few seconds, when Lincoln finally realized that everything he'd been experiencing was a dream, he broke from his sister's grasp, hung his head on low, and began to sob slightly. Luna was shocked and broken-hearted, seeing her brother in such a terrified state. He looked scared and broken, but she didn't know why, and it just broke her heart even more. "Lincoln, are you okay, buddy?" Luna asked very worriedly. It took Lincoln a few seconds to put himself together to answer his sister. Oh yeah, I'm okay," Lincoln said. He lifted his head up and wiped his tears with his shirt. "You sure, bro? You looked really scared," Luna pressed further. "Yeah, it must have been a nightmare. I'm good now," Lincoln responded. "Must have been a really bad one, bro. You've been acting a bit off ever since you got home from school. Did something happen today?" Luna asked. There was this one question that Lincoln was still hoping no one would ask him, but here he decided having to whatever or not he should tell to his sisters what happened to school or lie to her. He hated lying to anyone, especially his sisters. "Yeah, Luna, I'm sure. I just haven't had a nightmare in a long time," Lincoln lied while forcing a smile. Luna wasn't really convinced, but she was afraid that if she pushed her further, he might react how he did earlier. He had been terrified, and she didn't want him to make him mad as well, so she reluctantly decided to let it go for now. But she'd be lying if she said she wasn't scared as well. "Okay, bro, if you say so," Luna said. "Thanks, Luna," Lincoln responded while sniffling. "Come on, dude," Luna said, as she reached out to give her big brother a hug. When Lincoln noticed what she was doing and a small amount of terror reignited within him, caused him to back away towards his sister. Oh, it's probably dinner time. I'll be down in a minute. I need to use the bathroom, Lincoln said, as he quickly made his way out of his room, leaving Luna by herself. Okay, dude, see you down there, Luna said, rather disappointed as her brother's room made it her way back the stairs. Once Lincoln made it to the bathroom, which wasn't a complete lie since he needed to pee, he used the bathroom and walked over to the sink to begin washing his hands. When he looked up and saw his face in the mirror, he paused. He looked like he'd seen a ghost, and it certainly felt like it. He wished he hadn't lied to his sister. He was still scared to her of what had happened, since he didn't know what his teacher would do if he did, and he wasn't willing to put his family in danger, especially for something he still wasn't sure wasn't his fault. He could have been more wrong, but after he was done washing his hands, he dried them off and left them in the bathroom, and made his way down the stairs to eat with the rest of the family. He was still hoping to avoid any questions on this day at the dinner table. Once he made it into the living room, he had noticed that they were having pizza, and that lifted his spirits a little. Hey guys, sorry I'm late for dinner, Lincoln apologized. That's okay, sport. Now that you're here, we can all dig in, Lynn Sr. proclaimed. After this announcement, everyone began to grab a slice of pizza to get dinner underway. Everyone seemed to be enfrailed over dinner so much they didn't pay much attention to Lincoln's less than upbeat demeanor, except for Luna, that is. She couldn't really help but look at it. Just as Lori placed her phone down and the buzz indicating she received the message, and picked back up to see who it was from, and her surprise it was from Luna. We need to talk after dinner in private. When Lori looked up, she noticed her sister had given a serious look, and when Lori arched an eyebrow in confusion, Luna used her eyes to lead Lori's attention to tell their brother. When Lori walked over and saw Lincoln barely eating, and with his head down looking exhausted even after taking a nap, Lori could tell that something was wrong, so she decided to see what Luna had in mind, especially if it was about their brother. Lori sent a message back to Luna confirming their meeting after dinner in Lori and Lenny's room, where they would have the most privacy. She didn't really pay much attention to it at first, but even made more Lori thought about what Luna had said earlier about Lincoln. And now wanting to talk to her privately about him caused her to become even more worried about her brother, and maybe there was more going on than either of them knew. Lori just looked back at Luna with a worried look, to which Luna was easily be able to translate that Lori noticed that what she was hinting at. They both nodded to each other and went back to eating their dinner, like nothing happened. Something is bothering you, isn't there, Lincoln? Lori thought to herself. You're afraid something, baby bro? But what is it? Luna thought to herself and worried. They both couldn't have been more right.